Hi, I'm Lesa McLaughlin. I'm owner of Excel Pilates DC, and this is Kit. Kit is one of our apprentices in our teacher training program. And today we're going to go through the key issues and concepts, principles of your basic 5 in your Pilates mat sequence. So I'm going to have Kit lie all the way down on the mat, and we're going to start with the 100. And the 100 is called the 100 because you breathe in for 5 counts, you breathe out for 5 counts, and you repeat that 10 times. But there's a lot of other things going on besides breathing. So we're just going to talk about how we build the exercise and how you approach the exercise conservatively. Most important thing for this exercise is you're warming up the body, you're taking nice full deep breaths to get the air, all the air in that the muscles need, oxygen, and get all the toxins out with a nice exhale. You inhale through your nose and you exhale through your mouth. So I'm going to have Kit start with the knees bent and feet flat on the mat. You want to make sure that the back is nice and long and supported from your abdominals. The abdominals are drawing inward and upward. The next thing I'm going to have Kit do is come up to what we call your chin to chest position. You'll take a deep breath, exhale, curl up, and reach forward. You want to energize the arms to the back, feeling the shoulder blades sliding down the back. Upper abs are working to lift the head, and the head just sits right on top of the spine. I'm going to have Kit lie back down. We're going to add on to this by incorporating the legs. So first we'll bring one knee at a time into the chest. You're going to keep the knees drawn in. You'll take a deep breath, inhale, fill up the lungs, exhale, curl up and reach forward. And then we're going to pump the arms up and down in what we call a tabletop position. So we'll go 4 to 6 inches. We'll pump up and down. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. And exhale all the air out. All right, thank you. Go ahead and put your head down, and then 1 foot at a time back down on the mat. And this will help to support the lower back as you work into a little bit more advanced position. So we're going to incorporate a straight leg this time. So we'll have the right knee draw in, the left knee draw in, take a deep breath, inhale, curl up and reach forward. Then you'll extend your legs out to a high diagonal, supporting the legs from the abs and the backs of the legs, bottom of the buttocks. We'll breathe in through the nose and pump the arms. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale. Very good. And exhale, feeling the chest nice and open, the shoulders broad. Easy in the neck. If you ever feel any straining in your neck, just put your head down, take a little break, and come right back up. And exhale. And we're going to do 3 more sets. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, pumping vigorously. Again, run that checklist. Make sure the backs of the legs are supporting the legs in space. The abs are supporting the lower back. And the arms are moving freely in the shoulder socket. All right, good. Go ahead and bend your knees in, and then you can put your head down and then put your feet down. The next exercise in your basic 5 sequence in the Pilates Mat series is the roll-up. And we'll do the full variation, the full version first, and then we'll look at a modification that could help with the exercise as well. So I'm going to have Kit sit up. Go ahead and take the strap at the bottom of the mat. You don't need a strap, but it's really helpful as a way to get to like an anchor, a deeper place in your low abs, so you can use your strap for a little extra feedback. I'm going to have Kit lie all the way down. You want to draw the legs together, but the most important thing if you don't have a strap is that you keep your legs on the mat. The legs are nice and long. You're going to engage the backs of the legs, so again you have that sense of pulling and activating the muscles around the sit bones to help give you a little extra support. You're going to reach your arms up overhead. So as you reach overhead, your arms are framing your head, but not all the way down on the mat. You want to make sure the rib cage is connected, drawn down. You have a sense of the ribs drawing down towards your hip bones, and the arms reach overhead without letting the ribs flare out. So it's work just to reach your arms back. We start by lifting the arms up to a 90-degree angle, so they're perpendicular to the mat. You lift your head up, your shoulders up, and then roll sequentially, hollowing out through the abdominal muscles to stretch through the lower back. You want to feel like you're sending your sit bones down into the mat, arms and shoulders integrated, and then you'll activate the muscles around the sit bones, activate the low abs, and roll sequentially back. You will likely feel a hamstring stretch here, but it's not about the hamstring stretch. It's really about finding a lot of length and uniform stretch through the spine. So we'll lift the arms up, chin to chest, lift, stretch, reach forward, top of the head reaches out, and then you roll sequentially back, activate the muscles around the sit bones, pull sequentially across the mat. We'll do that one more time. Arms, head, shoulders, exhale through the hard part, and then inhale and roll sequentially back. Arms long overhead, and you would repeat that 5 times. We're going to do a little modified approach to next, so I'm going to have Kit bend their knees so the feet are flat on the mat, and you're going to use the arms for a little assistance. So the arms will float up, you're going to curl up and reach for the backs of the legs. Give yourself a little pull, and as you come up off the mat, straighten your legs, then reach long and forward with the arms. You'll pull back sequentially. As you start to get the lower back closer to the mat, you can bend your knees, you can use your hands, you can stretch back, and then reach back and unfold. Let's do that one more time. Arms up, head up, stretch so there's a nice smooth transition out over the mat. There's no jerking, no tossing. You want to keep the momentum out of the sequence. And then rounding back, pull through the abdominal muscles, stretching the lower back, and reach the arms long. And that's the roll up, and you can repeat that 3 to 5 times. The next exercise in your basic 5 sequence for your Pilates mat is single leg circles. And for single leg circles, we're going to be working a straight leg, trying to find freedom of movement in the hip socket. So the first thing you're going to want to do is give yourself a little hamstring stretch. So we start by bringing the knee into the chest. You're going to lift up and hold onto the back of the leg. Go ahead and hold behind the knee. Then you'll lift your head up looking towards your navel. Then we will straighten the leg up towards the ceiling. And depending on your flexibility, you can take your hands higher up the leg and pull the leg to the body. This is a good place to set up the work in your abs. You can draw the abs away from the leg and stretch, and just make sure to breathe with the stretch. Then you're going to lie back down all the way to the mat, leaving the leg high. From here, we're going to straighten your left leg. Now, this is going to make it a little more challenging to keep the leg up. So a good modification for this, go ahead and bend your knee, Kit, is if you need to kind of take some pressure off of this hamstring, you can have this knee bent. Today, we'll go ahead and straighten the leg. The leg is slightly turned out in the hip socket, and we start by taking a little cross of the leg across the body. We circle around, come back to the center, and then lift up higher toward your nose. Inhale, exhale, lift up, and then inhale, exhale, and lift. And then we reverse that. So we go out, go down across, making sure to keep the hips still. The pelvis is stabilized. You exhale on the lift, inhale, exhale, and lift. And then bend that knee into the chest. And then we would change the other side. So we would typically go 5 times each direction, but we're going to come back to this, so we'll just do 3 for now. Let's switch sides so we'll stay nice and even. Bend the left knee in. You're going to lift your head up, straighten the leg up towards the ceiling. Come on up, walk your hands up for a bigger stretch. There you go. Good, and then you can lie back down, arms by your side. The heel is towards the midline. You cross the midline, circle around, and you want to feel like you're lifting like the inseam of your leggings or your shorts up toward your nose. Inhale, so you always find the midline for the lift. Circle around, exhale as you lift, breathing in through your nose, exhale through your mouth. 1 more, and exhale. Then you'll bend your knee, and then Kit, I'm going to have you roll up. Come on up, and then you'll move forward on the mat, and that will be your transition for the next exercise, which is rolling like a ball. The next exercise in your basic 5 sequence is rolling like a ball, and you have transitioned forward so that you have rolling room behind you. You're going to round the lower back and shift your weight back slightly to balance behind your sit bones. You want to draw the knees towards the shoulders and have the shoulders, knees, shoulders width apart. Now, if this is too much flexion on your knees, you can always hold behind your knees to just give yourself a little bit more space. Our goal for this exercise is to maintain the same rounded shape through the exercise without popping the legs forward or kicking your feet up. That this is all controlled from the abdominals. So we start with the arms down into the back, abs drawn in, nice hollowed out shape through the back. You're going to take a nice deep breath. Inhale, roll back to the area between your shoulder blades. Exhale, come up and balance. Inhale, roll back, and you have a little lift of your hips. Exhale. So there's a deepening of the work in the abs. And you inhale, roll back, exhale. One important safety thing is that you don't want to roll onto your neck. So only roll to the area between your shoulder blades and balance. Yeah, so there's a nice light touch of the toes. Pelvis is supported. Want to make sure there's no rocking or popping forward the pelvis, that you're really solid in your return. If you feel that it's really challenging to roll up, that's not available to you, you can also do a little exercise that we call half round back. So I'm going to have Kit move back a little bit on the mat. Take the feet about sit bones width apart. You're going to hold the palms out straight ahead. The first thing you'll do is take a nice little rounded shape in the lower back. Pause. This is the top of the exercise. It's the beginning and the ending. So you will deepen the work in the abs and halfway roll back until the lower back aims for the mat with a light touch. Deepen the work and come back up to your rounded position. Again, you want to keep the pelvis rocked back so there's no popping forward at the top. Inhale and exhale. And up, and one more, and exhale, come up. Now we would do rolling ball like a ball, typically 8 to 10 times, and you could do this 5 to 8 times. The next and last exercise in your basic 5 sequence is spine stretch forward. If you have a raised mat, you'll slide back a little bit and take your feet right to the center of your boxes, and the feet are flexed. If you don't have a raised mat, you're just going to take your feet to the outside edges of your mat. Your goal is to sit up nice and tall with the collarbones right over the hips. The arms are straight ahead, all 10 toes are pulled back. Now we're going to work on a two-way stretch to the spine, so you want to maintain verticality of the pelvis. You'll take a deep breath, filling up the lungs, reaching through the top of the head. Draw the abs in, lift up and over, exhale, stretch, reach forward, sending the sit bones down into the mat while the top of the head reaches over. You want to make sure to keep a nice strong connection of the arms to the back and roll back up, using the front of the body to lift the back of the body. Fill up the lungs and exhale, stretch, reach forward, and then sitting all the way up, stacking the spine sequentially, up, and put that finishing touch on, but really sitting up tall, lifting the chest and looking straight ahead. And we would repeat that 5 times. If you find that this is a little bit much to sit up tall because of your hamstrings, you can soften your knees a little bit, or you could position yourself so that your hips are higher than your feet. So I'm going to have Kit just turn to face the side of the mat and put your feet on the floor, so that now the feet are lower. If you're sitting on a raised mat, you could do that, but you could also sit a little higher up on a pillow or a box to be elevated. And that makes it a little bit more accessible to go forward. So go ahead and round over and stretch. You get a little more stretch through the spine, and then it makes it a little bit more available to sit all the way up.